Hey there, welcome back guys to more of Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke. With this one, it is of course another grind session, just trying to get my Pokemon up to speed, so that way then they can go ahead and start taking care of the Elite Four, so that way then I can finish up the game. I'm pretty happy with the team I've got here. I've got all the stuff ready. I had two small grind sessions for both Plix as well as also Ducks. And now I'm going to start focusing on my bigger guys. And when I focus on them, I'm going to try to make them as strong as possible or just see how well I can do for it. So, very first one that's going to be taken care of is ShortRound. ShortRound is pretty easy actually, since there's a water area, which is just Seafoam Island. It's a shame though that I can't actually surf there or fly. So I just gotta go over here, deal with a few pesky tentacles or tentacruel if somehow it pops up. And then with that, I can also go ahead and just continue on with the rest of my training here. Now you're really gonna notice that that it's gonna be going pretty fast. So what I'm doing is I'm actually doing hour-long grind sessions, and whatever level then my Pokemon are at is what they're at. I'm hoping that they'll get high enough level or get some pretty decent levels so that way then I won't have to worry too much. But mainly it's just seeing how well they can do, see how strong they can get, and then after that, whatever it is, it is. Yeah, and I'm also trying out a new technique for when it comes to grind sessions because in the past when I've done grind sessions, I have had it I have had it where I've just done basically 2 weeks worth of videos in the red Nuzlocke of doing nothing but grind sessions until finally getting to the end goal. So this one, sure, there'll be roughly about maybe 6 or 7 grinding videos, but it's pretty fair, pretty even, and hopefully I have enough conversation to go about actually taking care of everything and then going about doing the rest of my stuff. So feel like doing one more video for the day that I'm recording this. Never fear, I made sure to actually grab my laundry. It's fully cleaned, it's back in the basket, and then put in the corner. And then slowly I will take clothes out when I need them and wear them. I'm an adult. But yeah, we've all done that before, but I'll try to go ahead and put them away. Usually what happens is, since I live in an apartment, apartments suck, and so do also the washers and dryers I have, namely the dryers, but also, too, it costs quite a bit of money to actually wash your clothes. Sucks for the convenience and all that stuff, so you try always to put as much clothes as you can in there, but blue jeans don't really seem to dry that well, so I definitely gotta just go ahead and fold them up before they start dampening the rest of the clothes and all that stuff. But, we'll get to it when we get to it. For now, ShortRound, he needs levels. He needs to be strong enough because ShortRound is actually the very first Pokemon that will be taking care of the very first of the Elite Four, which is Lorelei. So, I want ShortRound to be as strong as humanly possible, or Pokemon as possible. All the while taking care of all manner of creatures that pop up, see whichever one shows up, and seeing also too if possibly my other weaker move, which is Swift, that could actually do some damage to it as well. Also, if people are actually quick enough to actually see in there, I've also actually added in Teleport to ShortRound. So that way then, if possible or if need be, I can always teleport and escape out of whatever area I'm going to and instantly heal up my Pokemon. So that way then things can roll a whole lot smoother. That's the idea, and that is the plan. So here's hoping it works. Because the one move I got rid of was Sonic Boom. Now Sonic Boom is okay. It's not bad. It definitely gets the job done, so no problems there, but it only does 20 HP each time. So it just really wasn't worth it unless like Swift only lowered another Pokemon's health pretty low, and then I'd use it. But even then, it's just not worth it. Right? The more and more you get better at Pokemon, the more and more you're just like, okay, this is a super effective move. I do it one time, and boom, that Pokemon's dead. Just stuff like that. So that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm going for. In all honesty, I can't wait until I just play Pokemon for fun. Because then I'm just going to be grinding up a storm. I'm just going to be super grindy, and then also, too, I got to start thinking about what Pokemon I want on my team, on my roster. There's so many different types that I really enjoy, and I would really love to be a part of the team on that. So I got to start thinking about those. But of course, I already know which starter I'm going to get. I'm going to be getting my grass buddy Bulbasaur. I love Bulbasaur. I've always enjoyed him. Even though, yes, Charmander and Squirtle are always good, but Bulbasaur was always the starter Pokemon of that set that I always gravitated towards. There's always that one starter that I always love going towards. With the gold version or second generation, it was Cyndaquil. With the third generation, I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant on the third generation, or kind of fuzzy on it. It was Emerald, right? I think it was Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald for the third. So that was, shoot, I don't know. I've forgotten. I gotta go back and play that one. I really do. I do know it's the one with like Poochyena and all the other ones, but like the starter Pokemon themselves, they never really stuck out. Although I do remember Chimchar. I really do. I love Chimchar. And then also, of course, in the newer generation, Froakie, of course. I love Froakie. And then in the newest one, in Sun and Moon, I instantly go for Litten. So I like Litten, the little fire dart cat. Especially when it turns into basically a massive luchador that has like this wrestling move. I enjoyed the Z fighting moves like that, so it was good. So yeah, third generation's really not ringing a bell. I definitely got to go back to them. I really do. But yeah, there are some starters that always, pop out to me or always ring a bell and all that stuff. So I like those, so I go for them. Yeah. I wonder what makes other people gravitate towards certain starters. Like, I know in the very beginning, or like later on after you've played it enough times, then you're just like, okay, this is the strongest starter of the whole bunch and all that stuff. But just knee-jerk reaction or super nostalgic moment, throwing aside stats and all that other stuff, it's like, what type of Pokemon is your favorite? I think those moments are the best. It definitely brings back like childhood memories of sorts. That's why I always like to do that and go for it and enjoy it. Well, yeah, I fully understand as well when people choose certain types for just going, okay, well, this one's the best of the best. I kind of like that, and I know some people have done other things, but there is one thing that I don't really like when it comes to like the PvP, that kind of stuff, player versus player. When it comes to that kind of stuff, and where Pokemon started doing battles and stuff, and where everyone basically just fully max stats all their abilities, like speed, attack, defense, all of them are completely maxed out, and doing like the EV stuff and all that stuff. I never really appreciated that, I guess. I don't know. I guess I was always in the mindset of like, this was the Pokemon I caught, this is the one I'm going to raise, this is the one I'm going to fight with, that kind of stuff. Again, though, I think that's like childhood nostalgia stuff. So there is that. I wish it was well, not wish, I guess, but I don't know. I just kind of hope that other people would have that same mindset. And when it comes to competitive stuff, I wish it wouldn't go that far. Like, if you wanted to go full on competitive, sure, but then there should be like the fun competition. You know, like people pick their favorite types and then they just have fun like that. And then just have like all those super serious people that just want to go above and beyond, who almost pretty much ruin the fun. Let them just have their own competitive streak. And then the rest of us that just want to have our little fun runs and stuff like that too, without people just doing like either bullshit strategies or just overall just wanting to be assholes going, that's not how it's supposed to be done, this is the better route, who just do that kind of stuff. I wouldn't want them in those type of competition just because they ruin that type of fun. I hope that's coming across in the correct way. I don't know. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Is like, I enjoy competitive nature, I enjoy competition, and I always enjoy games that either work with teamwork or just striving to work together or be the best. But when it also comes to the point where people just go overboard on that and then start doing stuff that's just harassing or just being toxic, is when it just takes a lot of the fun out. I mean, like a ton of fun out. And I never really appreciate that nor enjoy it. It just never serves a purpose. In fact, it actually prevents people from either joining in the fun or even wanting to be a part of it. That's the stuff that I hate. Like, for 9 years, I've played League of Legends. But now, as it continues on, I'm getting less and less interested in it, because it's no longer competitive. It's no longer fun competition. You always get those people who take it too far, and then of course you're like, well then fine then, I guess I gotta match them. And then of course you match them, and then you're as competitive as them. And then after that is when you start getting people who just don't give a fuck, and yet of course they're also a part of the competitive or ranked nature. And it's like, this is fucking ridiculous. Okay, why are these people here if they're not trying that hard? And then of course you get blamed then for going that hard. And it's like, that's what everyone else does. It then becomes like this never-ending game of no longer being in sync. Like when someone tells you that you're supposed to go down and touch your toes, so you go down and touch your toes, everyone's already standing up going, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm just following the instructions. There never seems to be like a clear-cut sort of rhythm or a clear-cut sort of way to go about it. That's the thing that I hate. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just tired of it. And it's a shame too, because I still like it, but also too, like, after doing all that stuff too is when I'm starting to not like any sort of competitive game because of that. And that is like the worst thing ever now. Because now I'm basically taking out all my frustration from one game and putting it onto every other game that has a slight similarity to it. That's pretty bad. I mean, that's unfair, actually. So it always sucks at all. Well, it always sucks when that happens. I mean, there's nothing more than just having something ruined, and then you feel like it's ruined for everything. It's just always that leaving a bad taste in your mouth kind of moment. And that's a shame. It's like, I wish I knew how to fix it, and I would fix it. Or if I was given the opportunity to actually fix it, I would do everything in my power to do it. I mean, I would be sleepless almost just to try and figure out the correct way of doing this. And there are a couple times I've gotten pretty darn close into thinking about what would work and what wouldn't for it, or how to solve the problem. But I don't know, maybe they're just too aggressive or whatever. You know, like sometimes I've gotten really angry and it's just like, just as soon as someone does this, just kick them out or whatever. Or if someone does this kind of stuff, just get rid of them. Meanwhile, Riot wants to go ahead and put them in timeout. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I honestly still feel like there should be like a zero tolerance policy when it comes to stuff, especially if it becomes too aggressive. Don't care what's going on and all that other stuff, but just, you know, it's just that kind of stuff that always bugs me. I guess that's why now I just like these sort of single competitions now, especially when it comes to like Nuzlocke, when I've learned about them, and where it's just like, okay, so then if I go and do this, then doing it by myself, I know what's going on, what goes where, what's going to happen. You know, yes, it seems kind of cheaty just because I've played it for so long, but that's okay. It still gives its own competition or its own competitiveness from it. So that's good as well. But also too, I wish I could find some good competitive games that are you know, fun, that are interesting, and that will, you know, pique my curiosity, much like League of Legends did way back in the day. That's what's really got me. It's just like I've just become so jaded from it, and that sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I guess then I should just try and keep my options open, keep everything sort of normal or whatever, or see what can happen, and then see and go from there. I mean, I periodically keep giving League of Legends a chance here and there just to see what it's about or what can happen or what's new, but also, too, is just when you see other stuff that they've changed and just keep breaking it instead of just improving it, just sucks. Yeah, that's just another thing, just like spending all the amount of hours that I have spent on that game. I don't even want to know how many hours. I know it's probably tens of thousands of hours, and I'm afraid to even find that out. So, still, I'm curious, but I'm also not at the same time, but, I don't know. I just honestly would love another game like that always focuses on improvement. So if anyone out there knows of a game like that too and wants to also play as well, let me know. I'm always open and open to playing with other individuals, as long as you want to really focus on actual gaming and not just, you know, trying to boost your popularity or something like that too. It's like, first and foremost, we are gamers. Second is us doing YouTube or some other avenue like it. That's always my take. Always has been, always will. So hopefully I can find other people like that too. But yeah, I think it's also getting to the end, or it has already been the end for this grind session for my buddy ShortRound. Almost forgot his name. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully, if a little extra time is needed for the rest of this, you might hear a little bit of extra music going in the background before. It's the outro music that I used before for all these videos. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. So that way then we can see the end of this. And I'll just say, hey, if any of you guys made it this far into the video, thank you so much. It's definitely appreciated. So hopefully you enjoy the other videos that I have coming. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of this Nuzlocke and seeing the end of me finally going after the Elite Four. And I'll just say, hey, thanks so much for anyone watching. Hopefully you're having a good day. Thanks again, and see you later.